Hi, good morning. This meeting is actually a recording for goals and objectives of the week of February the 8th. So it's what I would expect you guys to be doing the week of February 8th through the 12th. For me personally, my goals are as follows. I'm going to open the share screen and the whiteboard and let you know what my goals are for this week with respect to Business 240 class. So first, one of the goals I have is complete tasks I should have finished last week. So what are those tasks? The first task is finish reading your introduction from week 1. I didn't finish my homework. I didn't do my job from week 1. And now we're starting week 3. So I got to get on that. I got to finish that. The reason why I'm actually saying this is because you may encounter times during the semester when you may fall behind, or you think you may fall behind. You have something due, say, tonight. You have lab 1 due tonight. Well, if you don't finish tonight and you continue tomorrow, you will be able to do the work. You'll still be able to access work beyond the due date and complete it. And so don't worry about, oh my gosh, I'm not going to finish. I'm going to quote unquote fail this. That's not how it works. When you have a lab and you're not done on time, keep doing it until you're done with it. Keep learning well. And don't worry so much about the deadline once the deadline's passed. The due date on Pearson's system is there to guide you, to tell you that you're on a good pace to complete the course by May 21st. So don't let deadline slide too much, but also if you finish earlier and you move on to the next project and to the next lab on the next chapters, that's great too. So if you get a little bit of a running speed, if you get running a little bit ahead of schedule, that's actually a good thing. That's actually a healthy thing as well. So the due dates are not deadlines. The due dates are guides for you throughout the semester in this online asynchronous course to complete the work. So I'm behind on finishing the introductions from week 1. I'm going to try to get them done this week. The second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to post recordings about categorical data, about categorical variable and statistics from categorical variables. So I'm going to try and do that around Wednesday of this week so that you guys have fresh material to view in a video on Chapter 2 lab and Chapter 2 project for those of you who will get started on that. And that's about it. That's what I want to do. Now, from an administrative point of view, I have to make sure that you're all on board. So all of you should be on board, must be on board Pearson. There are some of you who are still behind on that. So if you are not yet on Pearson, I need you to reach out to me so that during our Zoom sessions that are my office hours, you visit if you need help with getting on board on Pearson. And also, if you're still dealing with Pearson publisher issues like access, license, payment, etc., you should touch base with me so that we can correct those, so that we can work on those. This week, I also have to deal with something called census. Census is a document I send to the college telling the college who is enrolled in my classes. So if for some reason you need to drop, you can do that on your end of the system through Insight. And, you know, that you don't have to communicate with me about that. It'll happen automatically. But on my end, if I haven't heard, if I haven't seen any activity on either Canvas or on Pearson, I'll probably send you an email asking you if you're in the class or if you have decided not to take the class, because you should drop it on your end. But if you don't or can't drop it on your end, let me know, and I can drop it from my end as well. But I want to basically look for students who have zero connection on, not just on Pearson, but zero connection on Canvas. So you haven't even said, hey, discussion board item number 1, my name is so-and-so and whatnot. You haven't introduced yourself. I don't think there's anybody in the system so far like that, but I have to check and do that work. So that's an administrative task that I have to complete this week for the college, and it's called census. So those are my goals, administrative as well as academic. What do I expect from you? What I expect from you is that you complete Lab 1 and Project 1 this week. And do whatever it takes to do so, meaning send me questions if you have content questions, and I'll try to create a library of short videos that I hope answer those questions. Some of you have already been very active last week sending me questions about Lab 1 and Project 1. I'll complete getting back to you on those by midweek this week. The second thing that I expect to do is for you to start learning how to use StatCrunch. And to do that, I'll create a little video on that start, and I'll send it to you by Tuesday, by tomorrow, Tuesday, the 9th of February. And apply StatCrunch to questions in Chapter 2. Chapter 1 doesn't need StatCrunch at all because there's nothing computational in Chapter 1 that would require so. But starting from Chapter 2, we got to learn how to use our app, our calculation app, our calculator to get through the lab and the project with a lot less headache of having to do pesky math calculations. Let's let the math be done by the app, and let's focus on the statistics side. Okay, so those are my expectations from you, begin working through Lab 2 and Project 2. So those are the 4 things that I would expect from you at this point. And I hope that by the end of the week, you make progress towards those 4 goals. If you need any assistance, send me an email on Canvas, send me a little Ask My Instructor question through Question Help in the lab or in the project within Pearson My Lab and Mastering. Or come visit Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, 2 to 4 during my office hours. I'm always there. You're welcome to visit. And I wish you the best during this week of work. The other thing that I will do with this video is review what you should have learned from Chapter 1. Okay, so what should you have learned from Chapter 1? From Chapter 1, you should have learned that in this course we will have data. Data is information with a purpose. also with a structure. Where the who of the data are in rows and the what of the data are in columns, and with a context, with a where and with a when. So that's what data are. So rather than saying data is, we'll say data are. So we have to fix that. Data is a plural. The word for a single piece of data is datum. D-A-T-U-M. So a datum is a piece of data. So data are. And what we're going to be doing with data is we're going to be processing it in this class. Okay, so that's what the class is about. This class is about processing data. So I'm going to use a diamond for processing. And this diamond, this class is about concepts that you are starting to learn in chapter 1. Some tools like StatCrunch on the tech side, and also computational tools called methods. Models. And that's what Business 240 is about. Concepts and tools and methods and models. And these concepts and tools and methods and models yield statistics. And statistics help us describe and infer. And what we're going to learn in chapters 2, 3, and 4 is to describe data. We're going to learn how to describe categorical data in chapter 2, and we're going to describe quantitative data in chapters 3 and 4. And then in chapters 10 through 15, we're going to learn about inference. And in chapters we're going to practice inference. And then in chapters 5 through 9, we're going to learn fundamentals that help us build statistics that infer and describe. So this is a course map. That was the goal of chapter 1, to introduce some terminology and to build the roadmap for the entire course. So you'll notice that in this map that I just built, you have chapters 1 through 15 described. Okay, so this is the big picture map of chapter 1. In my next video that I will post tomorrow, you will see an introduction of statistics for categorical data. You will see a map of chapter 2 being introduced. And I want to thank you for watching this video, and please send me any questions you have toward my goals for this week and what I would expect from you this week with regards to chapters 1 and 2. I appreciate you watching this video. I will send a photo of this particular page. I'm taking it right now. And the photo will accompany the video and my announcement message that I am posting very shortly today, Monday, February 8th. Thanks for watching.